Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining me. I'm Ann Metcalf, and today I'm going to be demonstrating how to use a pendulum, a swinging pendulum, and our body pendulum to determine what foods are right for you to eat. And so first of all, I'm going to explain how that energy system works, and then we'll just play with some of the different foods I have here. I'll show you a few of the charts. And yeah, so let's get started. So I started this about 10 years ago. It was part of the beginning of my spiritual journey. And a friend of mine, my coach, showed me about this testing. And I was kind of blown away by it. And I thought, whoa, that's really cool. And so recently I've been practicing it more and more with my food, because I know that my body is made up of these 60 plus trillion cells, and the gut is almost the same. Bacteria is 37 plus trillion, billion, trillion, whatever it is. It's a lot of cells, and it knows what our body needs to eat in order for us, our bodies, to be really healthy, to be vibrant, to be alive. You know, you wake up in the morning and go, oh, yes, I've got lots of things to do today, and I've got all the energy I need to do it. And so this is one system to show you how you can do that, because you can empower yourself. You're the expert. And so I'm going to just kind of show you how it works, and then we'll play. And so basically everything on this planet, in the universe, is energy. It's all energy. And so the mountains that you look at, the trees, the flowers, the food you eat, all has energy. And it's just a beautiful way for our bodies can actually sense that. We have telomeres that are sort of the end of all our chromosomes, and they're receiver transmitters. And they just are receiving energy constantly. Those of you who like to go for walks and you come back refreshed, well, you've walked with the trees or in a garden, and your body has just picked up that. It's communicated with the trees, that even though consciously you haven't noticed that, but your body does. It's miraculous. It's incredible system. And so everything is energy, food is energy. And when we use this muscle testing, nowadays we call it kinesiology. The ancients used it, thousands of years ago, to determine where to put churches. And I think, and probably what food resonated with them. What would they eat to just nourish their bodies? And so I'm using it these days in my Trust Your Gut course, which is about eating mindfully, intuitively, so that we can help assist our body in coming to that beautiful, harmonious balance that it knows intuitively how to do. You've got your gut brain, you've got your vagus nerve, and then you've got your brain, and they're all working. It's a biofeedback system. It's incredible. And I've just been learning about that part of it recently, which just makes it just even more exciting. And so so basically, I've got a pendulum. This one's my fused glass. I make fused glass ones. You can use a metal one like this. And some people use crystals on a chain. And this one is just a chain attached to a ring and another little pendulum. It needs to have some weight. I mean, it can be a ring with a string, because the energy is flowing through this body of yours. It's like this electromagnetic energy that's flowing through. You know, in Kirlian photography, you can actually see the aura, the energy coming off food and off people. Well, the pendulum is picking up that vibration, that frequency, and showing you with the yes or the no. So that, in simple terms, that's it. Because we can read it. And those people who can read, the animal whisperers, and those who can read the tree energy or the cloud energy, they're picking up on that frequency and showing us that, yes, we have that ability. So when you're using the pendulum, one, you need to be hydrated. You need to have had sort of enough water, and you need to be willing to try something different. It's an ancient system, and it's easy and it's simple, but it does take practice. And the one thing I would ask you is just be very patient, compassionate for yourself as you learn this technique, because it does take practice. Because your body, all of a sudden, you're asking your body to communicate with you. And if you haven't done it before, the body's going, oh, what's this person doing? And the mind is just going crazy, because it's going, what is she doing? What's he or she doing with that thing? What is that? And a friend of mine said, well, it's a distraction for the mind. So it's busy checking out this thing, and you are subconsciously checking into deeper truths for the food that you eat. And you can use it for anything, making decisions on anything. And then as you get to know your own truth, then you might not need this so much, which is fantastic. And maybe that's the way of the future. And so we need to get a baseline. And the way I was taught was to use my finger as the yes, and the thumb is always your yes. That's your yes indicator. And so I have a little bead at the top, and it's just elastic string on this one. And I just say, show me yes. And so I often will start the swing just so that there's a bit of momentum going. And then that electro, all that energy, and it's going through all your muscles, right there. So show me yes. So for me, a yes is a perpendicular, or it's a parallel back and forth with my thumb. And then show me no is the pointer finger. So I stick up my pointer finger, and the no, oh, now it wants to change its mind. Okay, so let's go back and let's connect. Breathe in, connect with all the cellular consciousness of your body. Just breathe that in, be centered. So we'll go back to the thumb. Show me yes, which is parallel to my thumb. The pointer finger is your no. You see, my hand is hardly moving. And so the swing is coming just by itself. And now the middle finger is maybe. Sometimes maybe there might be a bit of doubt. And so for that, today it's a clockwise direction. So that's how I determine my baseline with the pendulum. The thumb is yes, pointer finger is no, middle finger is maybe sometimes. And then the body is, you set the baseline just so you know. And so you're asking it some basic truths. And I start with my name. And so I can go, my name is Anne. And my legs are relaxed. I often just close my eyes so that I haven't got the distractions around me, especially when you're just starting. Because I found that as I practice this, especially when I was doing it in the store, trying to choose vitamins or food, and you've got people around you, and to letting go of that. So just close your eyes, you're just relaxed, feet are hip width apart, and say, my name is Anne. So for me, that's a yes. So my name is Anne. So then my name is Fred. And so backwards is my no. And then let's say now my name is, I'll turn this way. My name is Freddie Ann. So the body's trying to make a connection with Freddie Ann. And it's going, okay, don't think so. I'm not sure. Part of it's true, but the other part isn't. And I had a friend who would say her name and she would go backwards. And finally she realized it. And then she used the other name. And in another lifetime, she was that other name. So she says, in this lifetime, my name is Christine. And then she would get the yes. So that's setting just the baseline for your yes and no with your body. And you're communicating with those 60 trillion plus cells that have that beautiful innate intelligence that we've kind of forgotten about. And so this system helps reconnect with that. Okay, so we've got our baseline with our pendulum and with our body. You can use it to help you assist with the getting the right answers. You can also be testing, say, with my car. All right, and you say, I drive a Rolls Royce. So your hands to the side. I drive a Rolls Royce. Well, no, I don't. I drive a Prius hybrid plug-in. And so just practice at home with different questions. And the questions need to be statements. They need to be short, brief, sort of uncomplicated. And because you're trying to just be very clear in making statements to your body, and then it's responding yes or no. And I had another friend of mine say, you know what? Sometimes, especially if you get the maybe, ask a question that is the opposite. So you get an opposite reaction to confirm your yes. So let's play with some of the food that I've got here. I've got some banana chips and banana and apple. So I'm going to look at these and we're going to just play with that. So there's different ways I connect with the food. So I just sort of breathe in, make a connection with the consciousness of this apple, with my body consciousness, and just breathe in that connection. So you've got the telomeres and every cell in your body going, okay, and maybe a smell, because smells help activate that as well. And so I'm going to make a statement. I mean, I'm asking, but you make a statement for it. So there's two ways that I do it. I say our vibrations with the apple, myself, our vibrations are aligned for my whole optimal wellness. And so I get a yes. So our vibrations are aligned. The other way is this apple is beneficial for my whole optimum wellness, or just beneficial for me to have today. This is beneficial for me to eat. This is beneficial for my snack right now. So that's a yes. It's beneficial for the body. And so now let's just take our pendulum and we'll just ask the same thing. Just say, our vibes, in the short form, our vibes are aligned. Because the more you do it, the more your body recognizes what you're doing. So I just say my vibes are our vibes are aligned. So it's aligned with my gut health, my microbiome. And to begin with, you can state that. This is aligned for the health of my microbiome and my total body health. And then we'll take a piece of, I made some Einkorn Bread, and I need to thank my friend Jill for recommending that I try the Einkorn. So the grain is grown in British Columbia, it's organic. And then I put it in my Vitamix, the special blender, and I made flour. So I made some gorgeous, and then I added some sunflower seeds, sesame seeds, a bit of ground chia, ground flax, and a bit of baking powder to rise it. And it's this gorgeous little loaf that doesn't rise high, but it's yummy. Fantastic toast. So let's check with our body. And so just our vibes are aligned for my whole optimal wellness. So yes, it is. So that's a good thing. And then we'll just, and again, we'll check. Our vibes are aligned for whole optimum wellness. And then we could also say, this bread is beneficial for my health. Now the next question would be, this bread is what I should have on my dinner menu tonight. And the answer is, no, it's not. It's not on my dinner menu tonight. Partly because I already had some for breakfast. And I think I had a little piece for lunch. And a part of the food that we eat, we've got these habits that we've always had this. I've always eaten this. I always eat this at a certain time of day. And the experts say I need to have lemon juice in my water first thing in the morning. And test it. You can test that. You can test it with a lemon. And you just say, lemon, is this in my highest? Or is this is in my highest to have, say if it was a lemon, to have in my hot water when you first get up in the morning. And I've been testing that recently, actually the past 2 months. And some mornings I get a yes, and some mornings I get a no. Same thing with the vitamins that I test. And I'll have the vitamin, and I'll just ask, this is in my highest, or this is beneficial for my body. And if it's not, I'll get a no. And it could be because I had it a day or two before, and my body is still using it, and it doesn't need it this day. So check your vitamins. It's a good way to check and see if you actually need it or not. So we've done the bread and the banana, and I wanted to show you something on what I often try is, and I talk about, is the life force energy of food. You know, everything is energy, and processed food has got less of the life force because it's been cooked out of it. And it's been processed so much, and you look at the ingredient list and you're going, oh my gosh, the fact that there's, I don't know, 60 plus names for artificial sugar, and you're going, whew, and the body just sees it as sugar. And sometimes, and that wreaks havoc with the brain, because the brain, when we eat that yummy chocolate cake, for me it's dark chocolate, and it goes up to I think it's the hippocampus, and sends another message, and the serotonin gets flushed out, and you're going, ah, and then the brain remembers, oh yeah, that was a feel-good feeling. I really like that. Let's have some more. And then you get this vicious circle going. And there's a mechanism that's supposed to stop us from overindulging in food. And we get these new neural pathways that they know that sugar actually creates in our brain. They've proven that. And apparently the sugar industry knows it. And we need to take control of our choices. And this is one way of doing it. Is this good for our body? And once in a while, sure, but not on a regular basis, because over time, the body loves us so much, it will keep processing it. And then it keeps dealing with it and putting and hiding it in places. And all of a sudden, a couple decades later, we're going, oh, gee, I thought I was pretty healthy. Well, the body has just been taking everything in that we eat and going, okay, you know, you keep wanting this food. I'm trying to deal with it as best I can. And all of a sudden it just says, enough. I can't take that food anymore. So it shows up as rashes or high blood pressure, or, you know, I mean, put some of us, it puts fat in our belly and aches and pains. And it's like the body's just saying, okay, I've tried to talk to you. And so this is a really neat way of actually putting those right for us foods. So let's look at this is the Life Force Energy chart. So I've got they're organic banana, sliced banana, and they're the crunchy kind. So there's had something added to it. This doesn't actually say the ingredients, some type of sugar, because it's got that nice little sweetness. That I know about me, I like. Okay, so the Life Force Energy. So we've got the blue is not so good, the orange is better, and the yellow is best. So I'm going to check, and I started at the 50 mark and just get the swing going. So just get the swing, and I'm just connecting with the banana chips, all my cells, and I'm trying to get my mind out of the way, and so that I'm not interfering with my thought that, oh, banana chips are bad, shouldn't have them. And then that would change the movement of the pendulum. And so it's learning how to trust what you're doing, the process, and just, ego, mind, just backseat right now. Thanks very much. And so we'll start our swing. And so what is the Life Force Energy? Show me the Life Force Energy of these banana chips. So at the moment, they're blue. So they don't have a lot of Life Force Energy. So that might help me decide not to have them so often. And then we've got the banana. And check again. Show me the Life Force Energy of this banana. So you can see it's going to the opposite end. So there's incredible Life Force Energy in this banana. And those are the kinds of foods that you want to be eating. And you can check, you make your own little pendulum. I sell these ones, and you can even get them on Etsy for not very much money. And so you want to play with that just as a way of testing, because some of you have got, chronic health conditions. Some of you just want to feel better and have that energy. So you wake up in the morning going, yes, I am got all the energy and vitality I need to do what I want to do today. And you can do that with this system. And it's not an instant process. It takes time. It takes time to develop that trust. For some of you, you might get it just like that and go, wow, I really get this is great. And others just, may take more time, and that's okay. And sometimes we have to get out of our own way and just set all those habits and thoughts and what the experts said I needed to have, and develop the knowingness of your own truth. That's what we're working on. What is my own truth for me? Because apparently your gut microbiome, all those little bugs, trillions of them, they're as unique as your fingerprint. And so what the apple, this kind of apple might be good for me, but for you, it might not be an apple you need every day. Maybe it's an orange. And so when you test, then you're more confident and increasing that health. I've actually made some charts. I've got some bread here. Now this bread was good for me. And I'm just going to check. This is a sourdough. Apparently sourdough is better than some other whole wheat bread. It's not quite the same. It's still made from flour. And if you're, I guess, celiac, you wouldn't be having any of this. And so for me, I've already sort of thought in my head, is this beneficial for me? And I'm getting a no, it's not. So let's check the life force energy. It could have good life force energy, but maybe not what I need. So here we've got the life force energy of this store-bought bread is in the blue range. So not the best, not so good. And when you feel confident enough, you take your little pendulum to the store. And during these times right now where we're having it with the physical distancing and all that kind of thing, just stand in front of the row of apples or your vegetables or the vitamins that you want to buy. And it's a conscious connection. And you don't have to touch it. I touch it at home that's because I can with my apple. But you just stand there, make that connection with that apple and just say, this apple is for my highest good. It's for my whole optimum wellness. And you just don't worry about other people. And I had one person come up and she said, what are you doing? She says, well, I'm muscle testing to make sure that it was in a vitamin store and there was like 10 different kinds of vitamin C. And so I said, I want to make sure that supplement is something that's compatible with my body. Because otherwise you're wasting your money and it doesn't do your body good. So just pick up your little bag of courage, your little pendulum, and just start swinging, right? And just a few more minutes and then our time's up. I've made actually a couple of things. One, I've made some testing charts because when I go and plan my meal, sometimes it's easier. I just go to my chart. This one is protein, animal protein, and vegetable protein. And I've got one for quick snacks and for nut options because I have a lot of nuts. Well, maybe cashews might be good today, but not tomorrow. So I just do a quick check, and words have energy. Everything is energy. The words have energy. Dr. Emoto, and when the life force of water, he showed that the water picks up, we're water, 60, 70% water. And just using words changed the energy of the crystals that he created. It was amazing. So the words have energy, and our body, our consciousness can read that. So if you want these, I have an app coming soon, Authentic Sacred Design, and those will be available on my app, as well as the first course that I took, the Trust Your Gut, Eating Mindfully, Healing Naturally, is on the app. So for the next 2-3 weeks, that'll be just free for anybody to watch. So all the 6 lessons are on there. And then the other chart I just made a fan, and I put all the names, and I've got water, I've got vegetables, fruit, animal protein, grains, chocolate, because sometimes I like chocolate, and once in a while, it will go to the chocolate. So you know what? Whatever is in that rich, dark chocolate of 75 to 80%, your body can use right now. So no judgments, right? No judgments. So those are the charts that you can get. And if you want any information about this, how to explore this deeper, you can go to rosiesjoy11@gmail.com. That's my email. I'm on Facebook and Metcalf. I put some information about this on there, and they'll be on my app. There will actually be more information on this kind of thing that I've been talking about today, the energy of food, and singing birch tree meditation. So if you want a 5-minute meditation, it's on my app, and it's looking beautiful. Composer Robin created the music for it. And so if you need a meditation, that's on there too. So any questions, just contact me. And there's Rosie's, ROSIES, joy, all lowercase, 11 at gmail.com. And just have a wonderful time exploring how to be your whole optimal self, that beautiful wellness that our cells, our entire body knows how to do. So have fun and namaste until we meet again. Thank you so much.